What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah, and today I welcome you back to my pile of opportunity where we're going to dig something out, open it up, and take a look at these toys. Today we got some really, I don't know if they're necessarily important models, but they're important to me because I've been trying for a great long while to get my hands on them. The models in question are from a game called Burrows and Badgers from Oatsworn, and it's a game of anthropomorphic skirmish, fantasy skirmish, so all your characters are animals and stuff. The reason that I'm really excited for this is that it reminds me of a book series that I read when I was a kid called Redwall. The reason that it's taken me so long to get a hold of it is because the starter warbands for this game sell out almost immediately, to the point where I actually emailed them and I was like, hey guys, do you guys still sell these? Because every time that I look, they're out of stock. Like, is it a thing that you restock, or is it just kind of like gone from the shelves? And they were like, nah man, they just sell out that freaking quick. He told me that he was going to be doing a casting that Friday, which was a few days after I emailed him on like a Wednesday. And then, in an amazing show of awesomeness, they were kind enough to email me when they had got them casted and packaged them and uploaded them to the shop so that I could immediately go over there and give it a quick tippity tap and order some of these models. So let's flip the camera around, take a look at what's inside of here for our initial buy-in of Burrows and Badgers. So in the box, we have the rule book, which we're going to just take a quick flip through. We're not going to dig too deep. Beautiful hardbound rule book. And then we have this white box that I'm assuming has the models and stuff in it. But I like the box. You know, like I could use this for storage, or you can make a wet pallet out of this. This is a useful packaging item as opposed to just more trash that's going to end up in a landfill somewhere. I like that. I can make use of that. Now, just to kind of reiterate what I was saying a few minutes ago about how this reminds me of one of my favorite book series from when I was a kid. Now, I'm not saying that this is not that world, but it reminds me of it. This is the cover of the rule book, and this is the cover of one of Brian Jacques' Redwall books. Like, those guys could absolutely be cousins. So again, I'm not saying this is not this. This just reminds me of this, and that was the hook that got me. That was what made me want to go in on the game. So we're gonna give just a quick flip through here, just see what this looks like on the inside. So we've got some character sheets at the back. We've got a bit of an aged vignette almost on the pages. That's nice. This will take highlighter pretty well. It's not super glossy. Some awesome miniature photography. This reminds me of the sheriff from Disney's Robin Hood. I don't even know if that was a wolf. It just, the way it was drawn, it looked kind of like him. There's a badger. Badger. I think this is a shrew. I like this pen and ink black and white kind of style where it's all built up cross-hatching and stuff. That's one of my absolute favorite types of illustration. They just always... That guy looks like he's ready to fight, but like he's not excited to be there. Mad Hatter. Mad Jack Hare. There was a toad. There was a frog. I saw a frog. I definitely need to get some frogs in my mix. Look at this guy. He looks like he could be in the Rangers of Shadow Deep book. Just ready. So, oh my goodness, there was a Pontificus beaver. Look at that. A little mouse steward. So, like I said, just quick. We're not going to go into the rules or anything like that today. Just quick flip through the rule book. Nice. All right, let's move on and see what's inside this little white box. Got some bubble wrap. All right, so we got bases. Each Warband B, Warband A. It looks like each one is going to have one big base and then some smaller bases, slitted bases. Let's see if the models. So we're going to get these out here in a second, but notice that the models don't have the slats on the bottom of them. It's not a huge deal, but I don't love slitted bases unless when the models don't have that slot, because then it's patching and stuff that you got to cover up and clean up. We got 2 sets of glittery polyhedral dice. Now, I hate glitter in every single place that you can have glitter in this world, except for in dice. I don't mind it there because then it can't get on everything I own and get stuck in my beard. I'm assuming you get 1 set of dice when you buy for each when you buy the starter bat. I did not know that the game used polyhedrals. I love this. I like it when games use the full set. I don't know why. I just do. It takes me back to my younger days playing D&D, I guess. I like having the full polyhedral set to roll. And I like that. I was not aware that the dice even came with the starter warbands. So that's a pleasant surprise. Have starter warband A. And I don't know, what is this? This is a mouse burglar that you get free when you buy the rule book. Oh, nice. I missed that too. Did not see that. Let's get this guy out of here. That's amazing. This, you can't see my face right now, but I'm smiling really, really, really hard. Just looking at this first model makes me extremely happy. Really good detail on there too. Solid, just white metal models. Give them a quick scrub before we paint them. But I like painting metal models. And I like building them in that you don't have to build them. They just come in one piece. Same reason I like resin models. Okay, so Warband A looks like, just looking at the models, it looks like it has more of a focus on magic. So we got a squirrel wizard. Or sorceress. Whatever. But look at her. Look at that tail. Look at all that good texture. That expression just screaming into the void with its wand or whatever this is. Great looking model. Next we have a serpent mage. Really clean models. Not too much on these that's going to need to be cleaned up or anything like that. Like a little tab right there, but really pretty good sculpts. Just wizard snake holding up a staff. Love it. Then we come into, look, these are my favorite models, I think, because these remind me the most of the characters, some of the main characters from the Redwall books. That fleur-de-lis on his shield. And I love that the models, I'm going to show you something in a second here, and we'll wait until I show you the other model, but I love that there's a large amount of disparity between the sizes of the models, because it wouldn't make sense if the mouse was the same size as the badger. Here's the other mouse soldier knight, also with the fleur-de-lis on his shield. And he's also got a little tiny crossbow on his back. And so this, when I first looked at it, I thought it was an otter. But on closer inspection, I think this is like a ferret or a weasel or a stoat. Something along those lines, little arbalist. Look, the chainmail, coif. And he's got an expression like, man, this thing is heavy and hard to pull. I'd rather be in my burrow. And then this is Big Daddy Rabbit Knight. And he looks ferocious. He looks like he is absolutely just ready to rip you apart. But this is the one I was waiting to show for the size. So this is the rabbit. This is one of the mice. Like, I love that. Because it makes sense. I like it when there's a little bit of difference in height and size between models. It just makes sense to me. So that's Starter Warband A. Then we come to Starter Warband B, which seems to have a bit more of a focus on ranged combat as opposed to magic. So we're going to start with this model. which is, I think this is a pigeon or some type of bird rogue. I think it's a rogue because of the kind of hood thing that it has on. It doesn't have like a proper helmet. It has this kind of shroud, and that's a very roguish look. But I could be wrong. Great wings. I like that how they use the tail to put the model in the air. Great stuff. We then have what I think is a shrew, berserker or something. But this little dude is absolutely ready to rage. Just little guy, big attitude, ready to go. We then have a mouse. I'm going to guess this is a cleric type character. Between the outfit and the book, it's just got a very cleric-y vibe. Great detail on the face. Just great detail on the face and the robes. Hand holding the book. You're going to cast some heals for me, aren't you? We've then got this incredible squirrel archer sculpt, and I absolutely love the way the tail kind of wraps around the body. And then he's knocking that arrow ready to loose. His little elf long pointy nightcap with the leaf emblazoned upon his quiver. He looks very dour, very serious. We have another hare, this time an archer. She is focused. All her little pouches and such, little tail. And lastly, we have what is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. We have this otter pirate. I know he's a pirate because he has an eye patch and a cutlass and a bandana. You can't tell me that's not a pirate. Look how freaking big this dude is. He might even be bigger than the rabbit. Yeah, by a significant... I mean, yeah, because we don't count the top of the... If you count the top of the rabbit's head, like, that's a big dude. And I assume that... I want to see one of the badgers in person. They're probably about this, but they should be maybe a little bit bigger. But that's a really cool model. Otters plus pirate, man, I'm in. With his long coat, you're going to probably end up with a red coat. And that, my friend, is a look through all of the Burrows and Badgers things that I've recently acquired. Now, these things that I have totaled out to about $115 US. I want to say it's like 25 pounds-ish for the warbands, and then maybe 25, 30 pounds for the book. I want to say it came to like 85 pounds sterling or something like that. Anyways, now it is a UK company, so if you're in the States like me, you're going to have to pay some shipping and be willing to be patient. And also be aware that these things that I have have to be purchased individually. I kind of put them all together with the 2 starter warbands in the book to create my own little 2-player starter box. And for $115, I think that's completely fair between the book, the models, the free model, the dice. Now, obviously, this is just the first wave. Once I get these painted up, I may start going back and browsing through and looking at some more of their models and sculpts. But this seemed the best way to jump into the game. Thanks so much for tuning in, hanging out while I opened up these new toys for the new year. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.